Hello and good evening. Welcome to today's edition of Realities, A Moment with Susie. To start off the show, I would like to say a big, massive thank you to all our viewers who have called in. To those of you who have called in and didn't get through, big apologies for that, but please keep on trying. And to those of our viewers who have got through, thank you very much, and I hope you keep on staying there with us, because without you, the show would not happen. You need to remember that you are the lifeline to the show. It's an interactive show. It's about us having open and honest discussions. On the show with me tonight, I have with me Mr. Richard Oluyinka, and I'd like to say a big thank you to you for coming on the show. And do me a favour, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Well, my name is Richard Oluyinka. Like I always say in every introduction that I do, I'm the author of Make That Move Now. I'm a life coach, I'm a trainer, and a public speaker.
Thank you very much for that. Now, for today's show, we are going to be talking about infidelity. Yeah, infidelity. Now, when I was doing my research, I came up with so many things, and I decided to, just take down one definition which kind of encompasses everything that could be infidelity. Now, the definition I got said that infidelity, as referred to as cheating, adultery, or having an affair, is the subjective feeling that one's partner has violated a set of rules in a relationship or relationship norms, and that violation results into jealousy and rivalry. It says that the violation itself could be in a sexual nature. For example, it could involve kissing, it could go as far as sexual intercourse, or it could just be emotional in nature, and so that is around sharing intimate thoughts, expending a great amount of trust in another person, and other emotional resources. So with that, I'm going to look at you and I'm going to say to you, Richard, what is your view? How do you view infidelity?
Well, infidelity is can never be overemphasized because it happens to people in actual marriage and people in partnership.
Yeah.
But the human perception is that infidelity makes news only within married people.
Yeah.
But as it happens with married people, so it happens with people who are in partnership and in civil relationship as well.
Okay. Thank you for that. And for me, one thing I want to say is when my producer said to me infidelity, I said, wow, that is a very wide topic. And one question that came straight to my mind, and it always comes to my mind, is, we say infidelity, yes, but I always question, are human beings, are a man and woman meant to be together for life? The infidelity part of it, is it down to the expectation of what another person has on one person? Yeah, I know, rightly so, that, people get married, they make vows to each other. But when you look back at what happens in reality, more often than not, a third, fourth, fifth, sixth person always gets involved. So is it? Please tell me. I mean, it's a question.
Well, because we are emotional beings and we are created to have relationships.
Yeah.
And when I say relationships, I'm not talking about relationships with only your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend.
Yeah.
We relate with people every day at work,
Yeah.
at shopping malls. We relate, we communicate. And that is the way we have been designed. And our design makes us to want people around us.
Yeah.
Because it is a nature in us which must be fed. But it creates infidelity only if not properly managed.
When you say only if not properly managed, what do you mean by that?
All right. This is a common example. If you are at work,
Yeah.
the people that you see, you tend to gravitate towards them in likeness.
Yep, that is very true.
Then, if either of two of you would not manage properly, emotions will set in because you have official relationships.
Yeah.
Then, if you go beyond the boundaries of official relationships,
Yeah.
it tends to create emotions in us, consciously or unconsciously.
Yeah.
If you ask people who have committed, who have found themselves to have been had extramarital affair or being unfaithful,
Yeah.
they will tell you they never intended to do what went wrong, but because they enjoyed it. It starts from enjoying the emotion gravitation of it, because you feel good, you feel wanted, based on words that you hear every day. Oh, that's a good job. You know, it's encouragement. And when we get to talk about causes of infidelity, you find out that it's because maybe someone lacks something and is looking to fulfill that.
Okay, but when you say, they say all of a sudden they felt wanted, they say it was never planned. If I was to say to you now, I find that hard to believe, because there are some people out there that do plan for it, that do plan for the next conquest. So what would you say about such a person?
Well, you know, that's where self-control comes in.
Yeah.
Because I have found myself being, appreciated in words by ladies, women, but I never take it to say, oh, she wanted me.
Yeah.
But sometimes, when you sit down and you're trying to ruse over the day, and you tend to think, wow, she said this. And before you know it, you start to compare. Oh, my husband doesn't tell me those kind of words. My wife or my partner, she doesn't tell me that kind of words.
Yeah.
Then you're trying to walk around and you want to hear those words again. You purposely want to go there. I've been there before, and you only need to be very composed, because that is what discipline is about. Is composition, to say, no, I know if I get into this too much, it eats into my bone. And I will continue to say it. Men, women are emotionally built together.
And I hear you when you say that, but I still say with that, what about people that it's what they want? They want to go out and they want to have an affair. That is what they want to do.
Yes. Now, what leads to people looking for having an affair, a relationship or an association beyond what they have, is because, like I told you, I said there is a lack in them.
Yeah.
And they found something that fulfills the lack.
Yeah.
If someone is lonely, I hear people loneliness is not what we always think loneliness is.
Yeah,
Loneliness is you don't communicate. How will two people in relationship be in the house? They don't talk together. When I say talk together, I mean relate together. Just feel free, not scripted discussions.
Shall I tell you how?
Yeah.
Because, you know what, I'm just saying this. These are like reasons that I've heard. Because sometimes in life, people grow apart. The growth rate is different. So one person might stay here and the other person starts growing. Then what happens?
That's right.
So then...
Now, what I try to do personally is I create time for family.
Yeah.
If you don't, because we live in a complexity of life where you go to work, you come back, you pick your son from to pick you. Before you know it, you go to shopping mall, and before you know it, when I was working somewhere, I discovered I'm out before my children are awake.
Yeah.
By the time I'm coming back, they are asleep.
Yeah.
It happens to partners too. If you leave a woman at home and your woman has been, doing the school runs, or then by the time it's night time, she's tired, she's gone to bed, or even the man is tired, then where is the time for communication? Where is the time for intimacy?
You see what you have just defined when I was doing my research, it said very clearly that what you have just defined is the woman's excuse and the woman's reason for having an affair. But one thing it said about men is that men's reasons for having an affair is usually a sexual thing, because sex and love for men are two different things, but for women, sex and love are interwoven. So a woman has to love, most of the time, not all of the time, has to love a man to be able to have an affair with him. But for a man, he can see the woman walking down the street.
Yeah, you
The
know,
affair is happening.
you know, as men, we have sexual urge,
Yeah.
which I call libido. That's it. That's the measurement of how sexy you are,
Yeah.
how willing you are ready to go into intercourse. It's a hormone that rises within you. At the look of a woman, you know, a man can feel some sexual connection.
God bless them.
So it's not sometimes to say that you are right. Many times men who do that never planned it, but because of the body formation we have, because we some of us have high libido, some have low, some don't have at all, which also work
With women as
with
well,
women,
yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
So if a man is at home and is not feeling the desired satisfaction, you know, maybe he has gone as much as satisfying the woman, but he's not satisfied yet, there is a tendency to say, oh, I need to use up the remaining energy.
I hear very clearly what you're saying, but then with that, then I end up asking you the question, what about people that appear to be getting on? Now, I'm thinking of I actually got a message from someone in my email today when they realized what the topic was. And her one was that she was engaged to this guy. They were engaged to get married, and they'd been engaged for 6 months. And after 6 months, they got married.
Okay.
6 months into the marriage, she discovered that he had been going out with her best friend even before he started going out with her. They themselves had been going out for about 2.5 years, but then she discovers that the guy's actually been going out with someone who was meant to be her best friend for 4 years. So that kind of throws your theory out the window.
No. You see, sometimes you have some baggages you have to drop.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you are clean. Now, I've had situations where people break up,
Yeah.
but they don't actually break up.
Yeah.
And when I say break up, breaking up does not require you to fight.
Yeah.
It's a talk over thing.
Yeah.
Now, I want to give up on this relationship because this. Not you have given up a man or a guy or a girl or a lady because you have seen someone. You have to talk it through. Why you need to talk it through is because of the emotions, because you want to bring the person to a point of realization why you want to quit.
But Richard, he never told this woman that he wanted to quit. He told this woman that he wanted to marry her. And he went ahead and spent all that money, married her, and it wasn't until 6 months down the line when she discovered through, you know, the usual thing,
Possibly
Facebook.
because of the 4 years uncompleted project. That's what I actually was talking about. The lady that she was dating for 4 years, now it did not really break off. That's the problem.
I think saying he did not really is a gentle word. I think he just took liberties.
Yeah,
No, he
because
took liberties. I think saying he didn't break off. He took liberties. He took absolute liberties, because that is just totally not acceptable. I think before they got married, if he hadn't decided to marry her, then it's a different thing. I think before you get married, you know, you decide to go out with who you want. You know, it's a game.
anyway, I'm
unfortunately.
not on the blame game tonight.
Yeah,
But some ladies believe because I lost him,
yeah,
he's in another relationship, I
yeah.
can still win him back. when he's actually involved with someone else.
Her best friend.
That's what's happened. Because you cannot win a lost love when a lost love is attached, because it causes chaos. That's the exact thing that we just saw now.
You know what? I'd love viewers out there to, you know, ring in. Tell us what you think about such situations. What do you think about infidelity? You know, is it something that can be, would I say, eradicated? Is that the word I should use? Or is it something that, you know, it's here to stay, it's been here forever? Is it something that can stop? Is it just a false expectation that someone would have to think that somebody else won't cheat on them? It would be nice if viewers could ring in and give us their view on infidelity.
Yeah, let people call in. You know, the world we live in now, we live in a global world. A lot of things that we see, you know, we have been bombarded by messages, adverts, music, videos, and these have not helped at all in the present world. Because if you do your researches very well, the statistics now is that in the 2000s, I mean 2001 till present,
yeah,
the rate of divorce has actually shot up.
And the thing is,
because of social network, not really the internet.
No.
Social network on its own, Facebook, Twitter,
but you're forgetting something.
Coca-Cola, all of them.
You're forgetting something. Before the internet came, sorry, it seems like we have a call coming through.
Okay.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi.
Hello?
Hi, sorry, who am I speaking to, please?
Yeah, my name is Femi.
Hi, Femi, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from E17 from store.
Oh, hi, Femi. Have you been listening to our discussion?
Yes, I've been listening to your discussion. Yeah.
What would you like to add?
Before we talk about infidelity, we've got to go to the root of it.
Yeah.
It's the foundation of infatuation and lust.
Okay.
What is infatuation? You call it a foolish and unreasoning passion. What do you call lust? Lust is you give your mind away to immorality.
Yeah.
Then all these things are built out in a man and a woman. Then it plays out when you're talking about extending your relationship to each other.
Okay.
So it's just like a baby grows up and becomes a man. So also lust and infatuation grows up to infidelity.
Okay.
So if you are talking about infidelity, you've got to, who is the guy before he goes married? Who is the lady before she goes married?
Yeah.
So when you now take the next level,
yeah,
is he satisfied with her?
Yeah.
Is she satisfied with him? Then what plays out after?
Yeah.
Aha. Then at the other side of it, what is marriage? So you have to take them one after the other, because many people just drop into marriage contract. She's a tall lady, she's a tall guy, she's a British, she's American. We just use all other secondary attributes to get married.
Yeah.
And we now get to the marriage. Oh, wow! I was thinking he's pink. I love that references whereby you said a guy has been dating a friend before, then got married to a lady,
yeah,
and she knew about this 6 months. So if I use that as a reference point, I will tell you that most of the time, we guys or the ladies, we use our emotion to get involved in a relationship.
Yeah.
And it will burst out. Infidelity is the key. But if a man grows up,
yeah,
with the fatherly and motherly care, parental care, and they grew him, who is a man, who is a woman, what do you have to do? A woman is not a sex tool.
Yeah.
A man is not a money bag, and
yeah,
they have all this training.
Yeah.
you succeed in that marriage and it grows to the next level.
But Femi, can I ask you something, please?
Yeah, yeah.
You just said just now that if a man grows up and they're like brought up properly and taught the right norms of society, then does that mean they wouldn't? Does that mean they wouldn't commit infidelity?
In most cases, when a child grew up under a good parenting, he is not likely to end up having that infidelity. But in some other cases, whereby the guy or the lady are influenced by friends, they can end up having that. Infidelity is the issue of the mind.
Femi,
how do I view her?
Femi, can I tell you what infidelity is? It's not really what, sometimes it's not really what you do every day. It's just sometimes it can be some occasional madness. Do you believe that?
Yeah, I believe that also. Yeah, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter whether you are raised up properly, but it depends on the situation and the environment too.
And what you like as a person.
Let me give an example to that. If I have bad friends, I grew up from a parents who train me, and I have bad friends who castigate my wife, and now my heart is loyal to the act of that castigation. Yeah, I might fall into infidelity. Yeah, that madness will come into me straight away. Yeah, you're right. But at the same time, when issue of emotion is not well balanced, infidelity creeps in. If I know and consciously know that till death do us part, no matter what my wife does, no matter what she does, I'm holding on to her. I will love her till I will say, you know what? Yes, I do. Forget what you are doing.
Yeah.
But when I allow negativity to creep into my mind, the madness will trigger up. I agree with you.
Well, do you know what, Femi? I'm going to say a big, massive thank you for your contribution. I hope in some way or the other I'm allowed to disagree with you, though, and you won't mind me disagreeing with you.
Why do you? What aspect?
Don't worry, you keep on watching the show and I'll talk about why I'm disagreeing with you. And if you like, you can come back to us, yeah? Alright? Thank you so much for calling. Do you know why I actually say I disagree with Femi?
No, I didn't.
I actually disagree with Femi because I think at the end of the day, you have people that are brought up in, you know, the right environment. They are taught the right things to do in life. But it's never stopped them from cheating. You know, you've got pastors, you know, you've got everybody out there cheating. Hello, sorry, it seems like we have another call coming up. Good evening.
Oh, hi, good evening.
Hi, so speak up a bit. Yeah, thank you. Hi. Sorry, who am I speaking to, please?
Oh, hi, my name is Kingsley.
Hi, Kingsley, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Okay, Kingsley, we're talking about infidelity at the moment. I hope you've been listening to the show.
Yeah.
So, what is your intake on infidelity? Do you think it's something? One question I like answer. Do you think it's something that can be stopped, or do you think it's part and parcel of life?
Sorry, do I think as well?
Do you think infidelity is something that can be stopped at some point in life? It will never ever, you know, it can be eradicated basically, or do you think it's part and parcel of living, of life?
Well, from individual basis or just everyone?
On a general basis, I think it's all over the place anyway. So yeah, on a general basis.
Well, I mean, it could be all over the place, but that does not necessarily mean that everyone is engaging in it.
No, I'm not saying everybody is, but a very high majority of people are, according to research.
Well, I think, you know, it happens based on the fact that, you know, people tend to define their relationship based upon how they feel within their relationship or how they understand what a relationship is, or the experiences and the background with which they have. Because don't forget, everybody is a product of a relationship.
Yeah.
In essence, everybody, you know, grew up in a home. So It could be the fact that, what people see whilst growing up, or, what people perceive, that, okay. And, the endemic nature of it might be that, I don't know, it's not been scientifically proven, but
Yeah.
some people believe that it's in the genes.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? That if you were born by a cheater, or if you were born by a promiscuous parent, it could be your father or your mother.
Wow.
There's tendency that you might be promiscuous as well. I don't know. It's
Wow.
not scientifically tested, but it's a theory which is out there.
Wow, Kingsley, I've never heard that one before. That's a new one.
Well,
Maybe you can put that forward.
There's a serious scientific research in that area.
Okay.
Wanting to know how people will have such an insatiable desire to have a relationship or crave an affection from the opposite sex, even though they might be in one at a moment,
Yeah.
but that desire to seek elsewhere, however how satisfactory that which they are in at the moment is, that desire to seek elsewhere. They really want to, understand and learn and know what it's all about. So yeah. And put in our community, the ethnic minority into perspective,
Yeah.
I think it's all about attitude, Funny enough, some people believe that, women,
Yeah.
or the females and the ethnic minorities tend to engage in it the more when they get into a Western world. And the simple reason which they adduce for this is the fact that maybe perhaps in their primary society which they have come from,
Yeah.
the sexual desire is always very, very repressive.
Okay.
Especially towards the females, and therefore coming into a Western world and all its liberalization, you
Yeah.
understand, they tend to want to spread their wings and fly.
Wow.
Knowing fully well that no one's gonna trim their wings,
Yeah.
or no one's gonna shoot them down. If you see what I'm saying.
Wow, I don't see what you're saying, but I hear what you're saying, Richard. Thank you so much for that. Wow, that's an interesting one. I can't wait to watch back and actually take on board everything that you said. But thank you so much for that, Richard. Thank you.
Kingsley.
Kingsley. Oh yeah, that's true. Kingsley. Sorry. Bye, Kingsley. Richard. Wow. What did you think of that? I mean, we hadn't finished with the other one before he went, and so I've lost focus on what we said with Femi, bless him.
You see, one of the causes of infidelity too is that, some people just say, I just want to have some fun.
Exactly.
They just want to have a crazy night.
Exactly.
I've had people say that
But
before.
I don't even think they think about it.
They are going out tonight to say, yeah, I'm ready for anything.
And some people do it every other night.
Well, good luck to them.
No, I don't know. I just think that when it comes to infidelity, especially with men, from what I've read and from what I kind of have in my mind, and I might be wrong, I'm not saying I'm right, I might be wrong, but I think that with a majority of men, it is part and parcel of them. What have I heard a few men say? Does man cannot live on bread alone? What does that mean? Is that true?
Well, I've also had people talk about variety.
Is that variety is the spice of life.
Somebody told me one day, and is a man married, and said, how would you feel if you're eating the same kind of food every day? You need some variety. That's one.
Yeah.
And I've also had people say, because there are lots of ideas people pass across to each other.
Yeah.
To say, now, you want to spice your life sexually.
Yeah.
So you need to have a secret extramarital affair, so that when you are there, you will be able to know how to handle your wife and how to relate with your husband. And I want to ask them, where did all this originate from? To say, for you to spice your marriage sexually, you have to go sexually with someone else, then you come back and bring that experience. It doesn't make sense to me.
But you know what I believe from such explanations?
Tell me.
I think that is people finding excuses for what they have done. I think when they're doing it, they don't think, oh, you know what? The wife is not doing it right at the moment. Let me go and get some experience outside. And then they go off outside, get the experience, come back. They don't think about it.
And
They just get on with it.
Mostly the person we have gone to outside are not even as good as people we have let home. Either you have let a woman at home,
Yeah.
or you have let a husband at home.
Yeah.
But the psychological thing that you have started it, you don't want to give up, you just want to hang in there.
When you
Because
say not as good, what do you mean by not
What-
as good?
What I'm
Do you
saying
mean
is
sexually in bed
No.
or as a person?
all round.
Yeah.
Research has found out that it is not because we have enjoyed, I mean, people have enjoyed what they have gone outside to do,
Yeah.
but they just believe as a sort of auto-suggestion to think, okay, if I do this, I might get better.
Yeah.
And that's when you get hooked in this. From experience, as a coach, I've spoken to two couples before. They came for what I call rejuvenation.
Yeah.
Rejuvenation
Is
of
that
relationship.
rejuvenating the marriage? Yeah.
And I was able to do that because I myself have visited a coach before, because I found there was a time I was getting too busy and I was neglecting family relationship, because I'm not just to the wife but to the kids as well.
Yeah.
So I took the test. So when they came to me, I gave them the test and I discovered that they were already lacking in communication.
Yeah.
And when communication breaks down, a lot of things will start to break after it.
Yeah.
When I say communication, sit down and talk. Go over your dreams and visions.
Yeah.
Remember moments you have spent together, what amused you then.
Yeah.
Not judgmentally.
Yeah.
Revisit all these places, talk about these things,
Yeah.
and if there's any issue that need to be ironed out, just chip it in moments of fun, not when every atmosphere is tense. So it's always good to do rejuvenation tests.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it might be right. I can send you some questions via Susie. If I can ask you some of the questions that
I thought you were sending the questions to me. I was like, what do I want them for?
No, if you want the questions, that is rejuvenation test. That is, you want to test if your relationship is getting down, is going down. Sometimes we don't know, but we only know at the break point.
But you know what? I don't know. And maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm a very cynical person. But I always think that, do you know what? This is something that has happened since the beginning of time. And people out there, marriage counseling, relationship counseling, oh, let's tell you how to do it. But it's never ever, at this point of time, it's never ever found a way to stop it. It's basically, if a person is the type of person that is going to cheat, whether they are happy at home or not,
yeah,
then they do it. And if they're not going to do it, then they don't do it. So this is what confuses. Yeah, I've heard of people going for marriage counseling.
See, rejuvenation of marriage is not about counseling.
Yeah,
it's about coaching.
Yeah.
And when I say coaching, you are not waiting till that event happens before you seek help.
Okay, you address it.
Yeah.
Before it happens.
Yeah, because what coaching does is coaching helps you coaching helps you to avoid pitfalls.
Yeah.
But counseling wants to take you out of the pitfall.
Yeah.
Then I ask people, would you wait till you fall into pitfall before you seek help?
But how about a situation whereby the other partner doesn't know that they've already fallen into that pithole?
Okay.
Because most of the time, when something is going wrong and that type of thing is taking over, the other person doesn't know that the other person is up to something.
Because there are some signs to say that infidelity is about to be bombed up.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm a skeptical. I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe I'm a skeptical person.
So when you see these signs, you need to address it.
If you don't see the signs, if there are no signs, some lovers are very skilled and they know how to keep the game going at home and then play the game outside as well.
I'm talking about being sincere with yourself as an individual.
But not everybody is.
Well, that's
Most people are not sincere with themselves. Let's be honest. You know, let's be realistic now. You know, it's about realities.
Yeah.
Most people, whether we like it or not, are not honest with themselves. You understand? Me as a human being, there are times when I am not honest with myself. But I don't tell myself that I'm not being honest with myself, but I know I'm not being honest. It's reality.
That is absolute. You know, we live in a reality world.
Yeah.
Okay, I give an example personally now so that people don't think I'm saying something. Now, sometimes I've been out and I've seen some ladies and I'm like, wow, you know, I just feel like I'm glued to, you know, looking where she's walking to, where she's coming to, you know. Then occasionally you tend to begin to look at the plus. You know, you tend to, because the person is already finding her way into you, and you start to say, oh, she has this, she's got this, she's got that. But I now, what has always helped me is for me to say, okay, you have all those. Then I think of my home. You know, I think of my wife, and I think, well, if you have those, let me think of what she's got too. You know, because we are not a perfect being.
Yeah.
We always have our negatives and our positives.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect, so I've got my. So I'd rather look at what she's got,
yeah,
than to look at what she does not have.
Yeah.
Being married is not a proof that you will never go in. You will never be attracted to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Being married will not say somebody else will not be attracted to you, even if you put your ring on your head, on the forehead, and you're walking on the forehead, and everybody see. Yeah. It is not. Some are so skilled that what they are looking for is married men, married women.
Yeah.
And psychologically, they tend to say, okay, a married woman. If I'm dating a married woman, she's
ain't
not
gonna have no kids.
She's not exactly.
She's gonna cook food for me.
Yeah, she's, you know,
she's gonna give me some money.
And some ladies will say, oh, if I married a man he's not going to say, okay, he's not going to ask too much.
He's not going to knock on my door every evening. I know the day is coming.
So you see, this is an unending discussion, you know.
Exactly. And for me, I get to that point and I say, is it about other people's expectations? I think for me, it's like when it comes to relationships and fidelity, I don't know. I look at it and I think, you know, at the end of the day, there are people out there, they know their partners are cheating on them. It doesn't stop. They don't leave the partner. They sit there hoping. You understand? So they've allowed it to go on. At the end of the day, you've got married couples out there. The lady knows her husband. You know, he's disappearing for 2 days. Where's he going for 2 days? But they allow it to go on. And so, therefore, the other person is also facilitating it.
Yeah.
You know, so to me, it gets to that point that, you know, I will always ask that question. Are human beings meant to be with just one person for the rest of their life? It is a good thing to happen, but is it reality for everyone?
Wow. Well, it depends on how you look at it. To live with someone for the rest of your life takes learning, unlearning, because you can never know enough in relationship, especially married, because you know what you know yesterday is not what you're going to know today, no matter how long you have been married for.
Yeah.
But what we must not forget in the phase of infidelity is that some people have genuine reasons for committing infidelity.
So there are genuine reasons.
Though the genuine reasons might not be genuine.
Don't tell anybody what they are, because they're going to be that. Please, can you not tell the viewers what those genuine reasons are? Because we don't want them using it as excuses.
I think it would be better we tell them, but it's not an excuse.
No, please, let's not. Can we just look at the reason? No, we don't want. Can you imagine? You list them, and can you imagine the guy sitting at home? Right, let me tell you why I done it. I done it because blah 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 blah. No.
It goes on man and woman. I mean, they on both sides of the court.
It doesn't matter which side it goes on. Let's not give people excuses to get.
Okay.
What? No, okay then. Go on.
Okay, I say one.
Give us these genuine
I say
reasons.
one. This is more. I mean, to women. Because some women are in abusive relationships.
Yeah.
And abuse is a negative emotion
Yeah.
that is being poured on someone else.
Yeah.
Then if you are taking some negative emotions from someone else, abuse is not only physical,
It's
but
emotional.
emotional. You know, women are emotional beings. They want you to show your emotions.
Yeah.
You know, when you come back from work, you don't say hello. You know, just do some traditional hugs or kisses. You know, traditionally. But when a woman begins to enjoy such, that's when you call it flirting.
Yeah.
You know, and she's enjoying it and she's missing it. That's why I say some might be genuine. That is abuse. Some are physically abused. Some too are sexually abused. You know, so they are not genuine reasons. So we just have to let people know. Even to the man, a man has no excuse to say because my wife is not satisfying me, so I need to look for an extract higher.
No, you need
know.
to say to the man, if she wasn't.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
she-
I'm saying
if
it
she's
because
not-
I'm a
if
man.
If she's not satisfying you, then why did you marry her? Because he would have known she weren't satisfying him in the beginning.
Sometimes we men, we are thieves. Some of us will say we are not satisfied after 10 years, 15 years.
You know what, Richard? I like you, you know.
You know,
Yeah,
no,
these-
that's, you know,
these
it's
men-
reality.
these
You
men
know,
are awful,
you
aren't
know,
they? They're
this is a
terrible.
reality show, so we have to
Yeah.
say it the way it is. You know, I'm a man,
yeah.
you know.
Those men, I don't know what is
What
wrong
you have
with
had for
men.
10 years, suddenly you now say, no, it's not good anymore.
Ah,
The woman too could have
it's
said,
awful, isn't it?
the woman too could have said, well, I've married you for 10 years,
Do you
you're
know
not
what
good
I mean?
enough too.
Exactly, but they don't do that most of the time.
It's going to become a chain,
Mm.
and that's why it's become a culture today. It's culture today because it doesn't make it. It's fashionable to say, oh, I've got a husband at home, but yet I'm in a club with somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, my girlfriend is on holiday. You
Yeah.
know, maybe she's gone back to Africa somewhere, and you need some kind of a little bit of, you know, it's not a good thing for us as humans, you know.
I think that in one sense or the other, also foundations of relationships play a great role. The thing is, if you know, things like if you're going out with a woman and the woman was with another man before, then what do you expect of the man? If you're going out with a man and the man was actually with someone before, do you expect such a person never to cheat on you?
Well, it's a question that is personal. That's only when you see situations. You see, what I've never done is, in terms of relationship issues,
Yeah.
even when you see two people in relationship together, they
Yeah.
never tell you exact thing that has gone wrong.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I joke with my wife. I tell my wife, I say, even if I fight with you, if we have disagreement, I will never say the exact thing to the third party, because I'm going to sound foolish to be telling them all those, and you know, and most of these things we will have managed ourselves.
Yeah.
So when you now say, they look at you as very foolish.
But who's looking at you as foolish? And how does that relate to infidelity?
Yeah, because we don't want. It's only the man and the woman that can share their heart-to-heart thoughts together. You can never share with someone to say, okay, you need to talk. Even if you need a counselor, is what you tell the counselor will work on.
Yeah.
So, but you can just deal with it together.
Some people can't though.
Just keep giving it a go.
But some people can't. Some people can't work it together. Some people are not skilled enough. Some people don't have those tools, so they do need a third person. They do need that third party to delve in, to pull them out of that rut that they're stuck in.
Yeah, there's a song I remember now by I think Ray Parker. Woman needs some love, just like you do.
Yeah.
Don't fool around because she can, you know.
Yeah.
So if we think in that way, sometimes, because I don't want to start to talk religion.
But how many men think that way? No, how many men stop and think? I'm telling you, they're driving along the road, especially come summertime.
Oh my days!
Oh, even you're getting excited, you see. Even you are getting excited.
No, I know what you are saying.
Especially that
No.
summertime, you know, they're
Yeah.
driving on, you know, music loud, next thing, have a look, and you know, there's some lady wearing a skirt, you know, that they find attractive because it's a bit short. That's it. Everything goes through the window. They're not thinking twice. Or let it not be that I'm just being horrible towards the men. Some woman is walking down the road, a guy drives past her in a really nice car. Wow, he can most probably give me what I want.
Yeah,
You know?
because this is not a blame game, like I said. But when you look at it from the man, especially summertime is coming and you see some horrible
getting a
dresses, some big legs wear bikini and they wear mini, and some straight legs wear something like you feel like you just want to, you know, flap them and tell them to go and change their clothes, you know. But because we live in a free environment and, you know, free community,
I wanted to say, wake up, remember where you are. You're not going to be telling no one. No, but that is, do you know what, Richard, that is no excuse. This is what you forget.
Yeah, we're
at
talking
the end
about
of the
things
day,
that are not excuses.
But at the end of the day, everybody has to take responsibility for their actions. You know, a man can't go home to his wife and say, oh, you know what, honey, well, she cooked some nice food. You never ever do that, so that attracted me to her. Or a woman can't say to him, well, he brought me a diamond ring. You could never do that. At the end of the day, whether you're going to do it for a diamond ring, whether you're not, infidelity is infidelity. My question still is this something that can stop, or is it part of society? Do people set themselves up by thinking that someone's going to be with them for life? That there's never ever going to be a third person, a fourth person, fifth, sixth?
It takes grace and discipline, commitment for that to happen, actually.
Yeah.
Because maybe I should say this to the ladies or women out there.
Okay.
Never see yourself as a sex symbol. I want to help your mind today.
Yeah.
You are not just meant for sex. You are not a sex symbol. You house vision within you.
Yeah.
I've seen great women who have come to us in different colors, the people of my color, people of other colors. But it comes from, if you don't see yourself as a sex symbol, men will not take you for a cheap.
Sorry, I have to disagree with you. As a woman,
don't see yourself as you are more than just a sex symbol. That's what I'm telling the ladies out there today.
But I need to disagree with you, because it's not every woman that has an affair with a man that is a sex symbol. So in that sense, I have to disagree with you. And if you say that, then what do those men, bless them, see themselves as?
Yeah, I was coming to that. If ladies, they don't, because, you know, it's a team thing.
It takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango. So we're not blaming the men, we're not blaming the women, but we're just looking at ways which we can at least bring it down, you know, because it's become a culture. I tell you, it's become a culture, and you want to ask why. And we're blaming technology, Facebook, Twitter, Tango, you know, all of them, because as we're getting developed, a lot of things are, you know, getting better as well.
Well, basically, as we're getting developed, you're gaining access, and the access is cheaper, easier to come by, and the easier things are, the more human beings will go for it. But when you say, oh, women this and men that, you know, sorry, but in my head, I think that's not going to work, because all you need is one person. You know, sometimes men have affairs with women. They don't tell them that they're married. So the women that you're now talking about, that you're saying, oh, you're not a sex symbol, they meet this guy. The guy says, I'm not married. He's not wearing a wedding ring. So they go out with him. And then 6 months down the line, they now discover that the guy is actually married. But it's too late, because they're now emotionally attached. The same thing, I'm sure some men have also fallen into that trap, whereby they've met a woman, the woman hasn't said to them, I'm actually married. And then they start affairs.
In this country, when ladies see men who say, oh, I've got 2 kids, but I'm separated, be careful. You just need to do your research very well. And when ladies do say that, you need to be very, very careful. Because you don't do that. You have to actually do that only if you have evidence proofs that the person you are actually relating with is divorced or in the process of divorce.
Yeah, but supposing they don't even tell you. Supposing they don't even tell you that they're in a relationship. Supposing they don't tell you that they have kids. Supposing they tell you that they're single.
That is the place of communication in the relationship. When you meet, sometimes I ask myself, and I've shared it with my wife before, I said, when you are boyfriend and girlfriend, what do you talk together when you go on a date? Do you just go there to eat and drink or see, you know, and just walk around?
You can go on a date, you can eat and you can drink, you can talk, but it doesn't mean that what that person is saying to you is true. It's just like the person might tell you, oh, you know what, I'm a manager of Tesco's. But the person might be filling shelves in Tesco's at night. No, but at the end of the day, as human beings, we take people on face value.
Yeah.
So it's not as easy as you're saying it.
But the bottom line is, how do we tackle infidelity?
Richard, that's what I'm asking you.
Because
because I don't see a way, to me, and people might say, oh, Susie, that is so terrible of you. You know, to me, it is part and parcel of life. And if there was ever a point that it could be eradicated, now you have the internet, and now so people can do it across continents, not only stick to the same country. And the internet is on their phone, so they can do it at any point of life. So, to me, I ask, do people set themselves up to think, oh, I've got this person, this is my husband, we've married, you know, we've made our vows, this is us for life. Are people setting themselves up thinking that? Or is the reality that there will always be infidelity? Sorry, but in my books...
Well, let's just say that if you'll be tempted to be unfaithful, but just keep up.
Who will?
Man and woman will always be.
Not everyone will be tempted, though.
Yeah, not everyone, but as many as will be tempted, be on the lookout for it, because sometimes you need to prepare yourself.
I think, you know, for me, infidelity, I think, it's a very hard subject, because at the end of the day, wherever you've got more than one person, you don't control the situation.
Yeah.
I, as one person, in whatever situation I find myself, I can control it. I can make decisions. But once another person is added to that mix, how do you control that situation?
Wow, I've never been there before. So you just need to just get yourself together. I think that's best. Just get yourself together and know where you see. One thing is, we have to be responsible. Some problems is because we are not responsible. When I say we're not responsible, is because we tend to accept, we don't want to accept we were wrong in some situation. We only want to stand up to say what we are good at. If you become responsible, you take charge of yourself. Be responsible for your mistakes. Be responsible for the good things that you do.
But supposedly, you know what? Because we've got such short time, I was going to ask you a question, but if I ask you this question, it might blow the whole conversation up again. Because I was going to say to you, supposing to them they are still responsible. You know, you've got high-profile people that are very responsible, still done the same thing. You know, it's a, you know, we have to. I don't know. For me, I accept that fidelity is part and parcel of life. Sorry, maybe I'm being. What's the word? Is it?
Yeah, it is, because it has become a culture now.
Yeah,
that's.
And then when you have, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but then you have things like some religions that allow more than one wife. Some people are like, oh, you know what? I'm not that religion, but I want to be part of that. So how comes he can have more than one wife? I would love to have more than one wife. Do you know what I mean? So, with that, do you want to give one last word, or last few words about fidelity?
Yeah, just be yourself and be true to yourself. When you know that you are at the tip of...
Sorry, it seems like we've got one last call, bless. The person gets us at the last minute. But I'm going to apologise and say that if I take this call, that... Oh, wait, hold on. I need to... my production team need to tell me, am I taking this call or aren't I taking this call? I'm not taking... Sorry. The production team have made a decision. We're not taking this last call. Really sorry about that. Please call next week. So sorry. Yeah? But with that, I'm going to allow Richard to give us his last word on infidelity.
Yeah, what I would say is be sincere with yourself. you would know it before you do it. When you see that you can't handle the situation, just look within and sap all the energy that you've got and take a move.
Thank you for that, Richard. And for me, I say the show's about realities, and infidelity is a reality of life. Whether it can be eradicated, yes or no, I'm sorry, but I don't know the answer to that. Would be lovely if it could be. You know, we just have to get on with life and kind of work with what we have. That's what I say. But do you know what? With that, I am going to say a big thank you to Richard, my guest for tonight.
You're welcome.
Richard, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm going to say a big thank you to the production team. You know, you guys have been so good. And I'm going to say a big massive thank you to my producer Toxie B. Bless you, putting up with me. He's a guy with a big heart. And from me, Susie, I'm going to say good night and have a lovely week. Thank you.